next up for us is the Houston Texans at Indianapolis Colts is next up. I got to bring up the Houston injury report because I got tired of writing it all out. And it's not a big one. I don't know why it was such a whiner. Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana. Houston, Texas, 1-4, 0-2 on the road. At the Colts, 1-4, 0-2 at home. Let's start with the market in this game here. We have Indianapolis opening up as 9.5-point favorites. Sports Interaction and UWager moved to 10. The rest of the books are hanging at 9.5. And in fact, it's surprising they moved it to 10 because there's been a 4-cent move towards the Texans at Pinnacle. This total opened up at 43.5. There's been a 10-cent move. Oh, yeah, there's been a 10-cent move to the under, but Pinnacle hasn't moved it to 43. And the other books have all moved it to 42.5 while Pinnacle is waiting. Alvin Smith says Colts blowout. Let's move over to the cash flow here. I can't believe that I messed up betting the Texans-Patriots game with the Patriots team total under 24.5 because I felt like I had the game sort of figured out and I still lost. And that makes me want to take a dive off my 8th floor balcony. Let's see what we are dealing with here from a cash standpoint. Here we go. Houston. We have 4,703 tickets in. 58% of the tickets, 91% of the cash on Houston. 45% of the tickets, 78% of the cash on the over. Texans coming off a tough 25-22 loss at home to the Patriots. Davis Mills, 21-29, career high 312 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Great bounce back spot for him after the debacle, the 4 picks the week prior. Chris Moore caught 5 passes for 109 yards and a touchdown. Chris Conley, 3 for 84 and a touchdown. Mark Ingram ran 16 times for 41 yards. Still not getting enough pressure. 1 sack, 4 quarterback hits. Let's move over to the injuries here. We have Amendola, Burkhead, and Brevin Jordan not on the IR. Still listed as questionable. Laramie Tunsil, though, diagnosed with a torn UCL in his left thumb that will require surgery. He says he plans to play through the injury. I respect that. Tyrod Taylor won't be activated for Week 6. There were some hopes that he would be. He will not be activated for Week 6. Colts come in off a disturbing 31-25 overtime loss at Baltimore. They spent most of the second half with 90% plus probability to win, up around 97% for long stretches. They let Ravens score TDs on their last 4 drives, scored 22 unanswered points in the fourth quarter, and overtime win. I don't know what to make of Frank Reich and his defense after watching that. Rodrigo Blankenship missed a 47-yard field goal in the final play of regulation, missed an extra point with the Colts up 25-17, hit a 37-yard kick blocked by Calais Campbell. Wentz 25-35 for a career-high 402 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Lost a fumble again. Jonathan Taylor ran 15 times for 53 yards, 1 touchdown. Caught 3 passes for 116 yards and a touchdown. Michael Pittman finally looked like the deep threat that they thought he was. Darius Leonard all over the field. I haven't said that all year. 13 tackles. The Colts still were incapable of getting stops when it counted. 2 sacks, 5 quarterback hits. It was, obviously a spot where I wish I was on the first half under instead of the full game under. Xavier Rhodes was evaluated for concussion. He's now in concussion protocol. Their safety Campbell suffered knee and ankle injuries. He won't be available this week. And Andrew Sendejo suffered a concussion. He's also in concussion protocol. T.Y. Hilton close to be activated, but he's not expected to practice this week. Expect him in the lineup next week, they say. And then defensive end Kwity Paye, offensive tackle Braden Smith, defensive end Isaac Rochelle, cornerback Rock Yassin, running back Jordan Wilkins, all inactive last week and are questionable go this week. Look, I don't want the Colts. I don't want the Colts after what I saw, really. But the Colts have been a very tricky cap this year. But at 10, I would prefer the Texans. Take it away, Bebsie, Texans-Colts.
Look, I narrowly got my cover this week. And, in that fourth quarter or second half, I was just like, oh, wow, easy cover. And then they completely shit the bed and then lost in overtime. Fortunately, they don't kick extra points in overtime. Otherwise, I would have had another push. But, Look, this 1-4 Colts team is a lot better than this 1-4 Houston Texans team. I just think it's a lot of points. I think 9.5 is maybe too much. How in the hell is Colts tired with Texas?
Tied, he meant.
Tied. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Alvin. The one team is considerably better than the other. I just, I have a worry about them closing out the game. Now, the first half is sitting at -4.5, and I can get behind that, but I cannot get behind full game with them. And so I believe for the second week in a row, I'm going to put my hard-earned cash on the Colts because I believe that they can. I have to believe that they're a better team than the Texans. Unless Deshaun Watson comes trotting out of that tunnel, I don't think they have a chance. But again, I just don't love them. I can't trust them to close out a game right now. So I believe first half is the look, and I am going to move on it.
Let's lock it in here. Dachi says, damn, this card reminds me of the day shift at the strip club. Pass. That's what I've been doing, but I won't end up at pass. I tell you that. I'll make moves. I just love gathering up all this information, listening to Bebsie, listening to the chat. All right, let's lock Bebsie into Colts first half here. First half Colts. What did you think of Davis Mills in his last start? Let me just give you this here and then answer this question. We have a -4.5 at -105 at both Pinnacle and Bet365. That's what you will get. Colts first half -4.5, -105. Briefly on Davis Mills, and then I'll move on.
Oh, sorry. You're asking me what I think of Davis Mills?
Yeah, what did you think of that last performance? It was pretty nice, I thought. It was a nice bounce back. He showed a lot of character. He showed a lot of heart.
Yeah, I mean, I said this before the season. Davis Mills, when he was coming out of high school, was the #1 prospect in the U.S. coming out of high school. And he has just had crazy injuries throughout college. I think he has an opportunity to be a good quarterback, and you see flashes of it. Obviously, he's had some, terrible moments, but what rookie quarterback doesn't? So I think there's a chance for Davis Mills to be a good quarterback in this league if he doesn't get hurt again, which, given his college injury history, I wouldn't bank on that. But yeah, I'm starting to see why. I'm starting to see the talent there. But again, there will be growing pains for this young man, like there is for any other rookie quarterback. And this guy also wasn't a first-round pick. It's not like this guy was a heavily touted guy. But again, he was heavily touted coming out of high school, ton of injuries. He's made it here now. I'm happy that the guy's getting his opportunity. But there's going to be growing pains, Jimmy.
Burgundy Bet says, Jimmy, did anyone watch the game? All of Davis Mills' first half TDs were bad throws. Wide receivers bailed him out. Absolutely terrible. New England should have had multiple picks in that game. The second half showed it. And then Birdie. I love Birdie. I love Kevin with Birdie. You always got to stay on the balls of your feet, as my dad would say while he coached us. Well, I am throwing this out there. If Tyrod comes back, why can't the Texans win the division? Says Birdie. Alvin Smith, loving that Colts first half look you're on. Crystal Warren saying Birdie got a hold of that moonshine again. Birdie says this Texas team was going to beat the Browns on the road if Tyrod didn't get hurt. I think that was very possible. No one is stepping up in this division. Randy Brand says Mills looks scared in the pocket. And Alvin Smith says Millsy got a way to go. All right. Bebsie moves on the Colts -4.5 at Pinnacle. And we move on.